Hi there friends, I'm Kelly from Feeling Yum. I'm an occupational therapist who's going to help show you recipes and how to adapt them for younger eaters and different dietary needs. This is our first ever Feeling Yum video, and this will be a two-part video. In part one, we're going to be making a guacamole, and in part two, we're going to be making a salsa with some jicama sticks. Now let's get to the video. Welcome friends, I'm Kelly from Feeling Yum. I'm so excited you're here today because we're going to go over some delicious recipes that you can bring to a gathering such as a potluck or something for Super Bowl. So if you're anything like me, you might be concerned about what you might bring to a gathering like this, because on one hand you want something that is a crowd pleaser, but on the other hand you want something that fits your dietary needs or maybe your child's dietary needs. So I have some options here that check all the boxes. So first today we're going to go over how to make a guacamole, and then we're going to go over how to make a salsa, and then to serve it with some jicama sticks and some chips. So posted on the screen here are all the ingredients you'll need for the recipes, and you can pause for your own reading. We'll also include all the ingredients in the show notes in the description of the video. So first I'll tell you what we need. So we need, mostly I just went to Whole Foods today to pick up everything because I do love to go to the farmer's market, preferably, but it's usually on the weekends around us. So I just went to the market and picked up there, which is still great. And so we'll need some avocados, we'll need some red onion, lime, cilantro, and then we're gonna need some different kinds of peppers for the salsa. I have here, this is what they had available at the store. It's a pastilla, an Anaheim, and a serrano, or if you want something less spicy, a jalapeno. And then we have some zucchini, tomatoes, tomatillos, and onion, lime, and then also I went to our local Latin market for the jicama, because usually they just serve it chopped up and it's really expensive at a place like Whole Foods. And I'll have the address here on the screen too if you live in Southern California and want to check that market out. So first we're going to go over how to make the guacamole. So the trickiest part about guacamole is that picking out the avocados, because you want something that's pretty firm and just a little soft to try to avoid it being overripe. And that's if it has the bumpy skin for something like a Hass avocado, because there's different kind. If it has like a thin skin, then you want them like really ripe and mushy. But for these kind that are most commonly sold near us at least, you just want them like a little squishy, but you never really know what you're gonna get. So we'll open them up and see how it is. The good thing with guacamole is it can be masked with all the lime and the salt and flavors. So if they're not perfect, don't worry. So we're gonna split this one open. This one looks pretty good. So first I'm just gonna scoop all these out and then add them in the bowl, and then we're gonna smash them up. So if you do have a younger one at home, this is a fun one that they can help with, because they can help with the mashing with a fork, and the texture is all soft and gooey, so that's like a fun one for them to work with. So I'm gonna just scoop them all in here. The pit. So I'm gonna deal with, depends how big of a bowl you wanna make. So I would say like 3 or 4 is usually good. So we'll check them all out. It's good to also buy like a few extras just in case one is like really stringy and brown. This one still looks good, so we're lucky. So see how it's nice and green and doesn't have any brown spots. It's not stringy yet. That's a good sign. They're pretty good. And also when you make the guacamole, it's good to do right before you're going to the gathering, because you know it can get kind of watery and you know, maybe a few hours before is okay, but try to bring it as close as you can to when you're gonna bring it. Also, if you're gonna have to like wait a few hours or half a day or something like that, we'll wrap it with saran wrap at the end, and we'll put some of the pits in too to help keep it from ripening and getting brown too fast. So there's always a we can save it that way as well. I'm gonna scoop all this in. Okay, and since all three look pretty good, I'll just stick with the 3 for right now. It's gonna have extra. Okay, so this is the smashing part. So this is the fun part that I was saying you can involve like a little one with. So I'm gonna smash it all up. And this is like a preference thing too. So I like when there's kind of like some chunks of avocado in there, but some people like it more pureed. So you can kind of smash it to how much you like it. So you can kind of get in there. And then as we put all the other ingredients in, it's gonna get more smashed. So right now, I'm just trying to get it going. And then we'll be mixing it with the spoon to add everything else in. Get that all smashed. Okay, so this is good for now. Oh, and I see I still have half of this one, so might as well get that. Okay. So they go brown fast in the fridge too. Another good thing to do, if you are gonna like store a half in the fridge, always store the side with the pit in it, and also put it in something airtight if you're gonna keep it. And it will keep like a day or 2 in the fridge like that too. So if we wanna store it so it doesn't get so ripe too fast, you can put the pits inside like that at the end. Wipe my hands. Hey there, thank you so much for watching this video. So we can reach more viewers, please like and subscribe to this video and make sure to turn on your notifications. If you have any thoughts or ideas you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so here is how it is all mashed. And so now we're gonna get some red onion, and like, this is a preference thing. So I like red onion in the guacamole, but you can also use white onion or what you have on hand. So I'm gonna slice the top, the bottom, and then down the middle. We probably just, this is a big red onion, so we probably need like 1/4 of that. So I'm gonna move that on the side and just peel here. Okay, so to cut this, we wanna curl our fingers so we don't cut ourselves. And I'm just gonna cut it in like little, so slices first and then down the middle again. So they're like little pieces. I have some with the little skin I'll take away. Okay. And we can just give it a final chop at the end. So chop it up so there's no too big of chunks in there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna bring the bowl over so I can toss those in. That. Okay, so then after the onion, I'm gonna add some of the lime, salt, and cilantro, and some pepper as well if you like it a little spicy. So first I'll put in some cilantro. So I'm gonna grab some here. And it's nice to keep them in water or just so they stay a little fresh, and you can always put them in the fridge. Like I have one that has like a little cover on top too, but if you're gonna be cooking with it, it's nice to have it out and you can smell it too. So just grab like, some of the stems are great too. Cilantro stems are really soft and flavorful, so don't worry about if there's some stems in there. We're just gonna chop some of those. So I'll put this here so you can see. This is a preference thing too, how much you want to kind of get in there or how small you want it. But just kind of roughly chop that, put it in here. And then I'm gonna get some lime. Slice that in half. A lot of these limes this time of year are kind of dry, so I like to use a squeezer because my hands aren't the strongest. So it's a handy little tool that you can use. And so I'm gonna squeeze in here. And a half a lime is good to start with, and then you can always add the other half after we mix it and see what we think. So use that spoon. Start mixing it all in. So see how that avocado is getting more mashed now. So don't worry about like smushing it too much in the beginning. It gets more smashed as we go. Okay, so now we're gonna add our salt. If you are gonna serve this to your little one, you can always put like if you have like under the age of 1, we don't want to use too much salt, or even if they're like a year to year and a half. It's a puree, so it's a great way to introduce avocado. But you can always like put a little to the side for them in a bowl, and then we can add more salt for if you're serving to adults. So this is a Jacobsen salt. It's a sea salt, and I like this one just because it's in Oregon, and then it's a natural sea salt, so it has some of those good minerals in it. We're gonna add some of that, sprinkle some in here. I'm gonna mix that, and we'll kind of taste if we want more salt and more lime at the end. So I'm also gonna add a serrano pepper. So like I said, these ones are a little more spicy, and then if you like spicy, you can just chop it up with the seeds and everything in there, the pith in there. And then if you like it a little less spicy, you can, I'll kind of show that because that you would just cut. But if you kind of want to take some of that out, you can take the seeds and some of that pith out if you're going to try to avoid some of that spice. It depends. And then, like I said, if you want the jalapenos are a little bigger, so those are a little less spicy if that's what you like. So it just kind of depends on your guests too. You usually don't want to make things too spicy because some people don't like that. So we're just going to chop that up. And these we want to chop small because if you got a big piece, then that's really spicy. So you want to just kind of chop that up. And then kind of give it an extra here. Okay, so that's that. So we're going to add that into our bowl like this. Okay, we're going to mix all that together. And another thing I like to add at the very end too is just like a little drizzle of olive oil. Just gives it just a little extra creaminess, a little different I don't know, just the flavor is good, fresh olive oil. And this one too, I get fresh from, this is from our local farmer's market, so that's always fun because then you know it's a fresh olive oil. They press them every year. So around this time of year, we're around the end of the year, they always get like new ones. But their avocado, if you're buying one at the market, just kind of look for the date, and you want to make sure that they were pressed within the year is preferable, because then you know it's like a really fresh and the flavor will be really good. Okay, so we've got that in. Okay, so now we can kind of do our taste test if we want to add more salt or, yeah, the salt or more lime. It's a pretty big bowl, so I think I'm going to add a little more of that, of the lime. I'm going to add some here. Not the whole thing, so I'll taste it first. I'll just add a little more salt. That's tasting really good. And yeah, if you're serving it to someone outside your family, you can have extra spoons, so you're not tasting with the one you're going to serve with. Okay, taste that again. Yeah, it's tasting really good. So this is the part I was saying. So those pits that we were saving, if I'm not going to serve this right away, I'm going to put those in. We have 3 here, so I'll put them all in like that. And then I have some saran wrap here, so I'll show you. So we just don't want that air to get in, because that's when it gets kind of brown. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So put the wrap on like that, tight. And then you can put it in the fridge and then save it to when you're gonna go to your gathering. So put that to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna clear the space so I can show you how to make the salsa.